Hey everybody, this is Tom from TomMeany.com. I wanted to do a quick comparison of the new Google Nexus 9 tablet as well as the Samsung Galaxy Tab S. I'm not a reviewer. I simply am a regular guy, a consumer that needed a tab. I did a little bit of research. I saw that the Nexus 9 was about to come out. And I went to Best Buy to kind of see what was available out there before the Nexus 9 came out. So I did end up pre-ordering the Nexus 9 and picking it up the morning that it was released. First thing I want to do is start these both up. And the reason I didn't have them on is because I want you to see the startup time. The Google has a very, very long startup time compared to the Samsung Galaxy S. So let's just check that out. And you'll notice that I'm able now to unlock the screen and kind of get started with the Samsung. While we're waiting, I want you to see kind of the colors if you can. I don't have the best camera here, so I want you to notice, let me see if we're in screen here. The colors on this Samsung are remarkable. Very dark black, and the colors are very vibrant. This camera probably is not going to do this justice, but just know that when you see this thing in person, it is remarkable. Apologize for that notification. You'll notice that the Google is still booting up. We're getting closer. Here we go. Now I can log in. Let me put my code in here. One of the things that you'll notice is there's a cool haptic feedback thing going on with the Nexus 9. Unlike the feedback on the Samsung, it also has it, but the Nexus 9 has more of a deeper vibration feel and almost like a beat when you hit a key. So I do prefer that over the Samsung, but both do have haptic feedback when using certain applications. The reason I decided to do this comparison is when I got the Nexus, I brought it home. I was really underwhelmed with the screen, and I think the curse may have been when I went to Best Buy previously and saw the Samsung Galaxy S and how vibrant the colors were and how deep the blacks were. So maybe that kind of screwed my experience up with this Nexus, and I wanted to give them both a shot, so I went out and got the Samsung as well, and I decided I would return whichever one I didn't like as much after about a week. So let's look at Netflix, and I want to show you kind of the difference in colors. So I'll make sure to edit things so that you can kind of quickly see everything. Let's go to Breaking Bad. So what you'll notice first is one of the complaints is the aspect ratio. There's a 4.3 on the Nexus, and you'll notice that there are bars on the top and bottom. And there are not really any bars on the Samsung. But if it means anything to you, the actual screen size width is the same. But you're just going to have to deal with these black lines. But as far as what you're watching, it's the same size when you put them together. Right? But I don't know if you can see this, but this is so much brighter than this. It's hard to tell with a GoPro camera, I guess, and maybe I have my camera settings off, but that's one thing. The colors are deeper and better on the Samsung. Okay, so another thing that I'll kind of go over the pros with the Nexus. Let's get that right. The Nexus has a great look and feel as far as the software and the operating system because it's using the new Android 5.0 Lollipop. Now, I don't want to go through all of the specs like all of the other reviewers do because I think casual guys just like me really don't care or know a whole lot about the difference. But I will tell you that this is a brand new Android operating system, first launched with this particular device. It is very clean. The icons are new. Everything's been redesigned and it has a really cool look and feel. I like having Google Now right there on my all the way to the left. And you'll notice that it's 2 columns. It does move very quickly and there's not any real lag or delay that I've noticed. I like the new design with the Gmail application in this particular Android version, as well as the calendar. The speakers, there is a speaker on the bottom and the top, just like an HTC, HTC manufactures this Google Nexus tab. It's just like an HTC M8 phone and this M7. It's very impressive. The volume is loud and it actually gives you a bass response. Nothing else comes close as far as speakers on any tab that I've messed with. So if I'm listening to Spotify, I'm getting a pretty good sound coming from a tab and a damn good sound compared to the other tablets. So that's another very big plus. It's easier to hold. Because it is a little more substantial, it's heavier. There's kind of a squared off edge on each side. The bezel is metal. The back is kind of a rubbery feel, matte type finish. So it's easier to hold in that it doesn't feel like it's going to slip out of my hand. So that's a plus for that. As far as the Galaxy Tab, along with the remarkable screen, although the other one I felt is easier to hold, this one feels better in the hand. It's very thin, very sleek. You'll notice it has kind of this metallized look on the back, but it is not metal, it's plastic. It does feel slippery though, so I would much more likely drop this. So that's why I prefer holding this one, but this one feels better. I just feel like I'm going to drop it. The camera on this phone is better than on the Nexus 9. The battery charges very fast compared to the Nexus 9, and you get less fingerprints on the back. The Nexus 9 is a fingerprint hog, and being that I'll have a case no matter which one of these I decide to keep, that's not a huge problem for me. My only concern is how long will this fantastic screen last, this beautiful bright screen? Is this something that's going to go away in 8 months and I have burnt in screen? So I still am not decided on which one I'm going to keep. I am swaying towards the Samsung. I feel like the price of the Nexus was pretty high. They're both high dollar. The Samsung I can upgrade the memory of, and I cannot do that with the Nexus. So if I'm downloading movies from the Google Play Store, I'm going to be way better off with the Samsung. So based on a lot of the things that I use with the tablet, I think I'll end up picking the Samsung. But I feel like the potential of the Nexus as the apps get updated for the 64-bit processor that it has, the potential is higher for the Nexus, because the Samsung obviously will be outdated as they keep spitting out new tabs every few months. But the screen cannot be denied. The fact that it's a little bit smaller and easier to hold might change or may sway me as well. Another thing I want to do, you notice that the Google startup time was a long time. So I also want to compare, just kind of doing a voice command on Google Now. Okay, Google, what is the score of the Dallas Cowboys game?
The Cowboys are leading the Jaguars 31-17 in the fourth quarter.
They're very, very similar. Let me turn up the volume because this one was so much louder. All right. Okay, Google, what is the score of the Jacksonville Jaguars game?
The Jaguars are trailing the Cowboys 31-17 in the fourth quarter.
So they're virtually identical as far as speed and processing, like a voice command on Google Now. Again, I don't play a lot of games, so I'm not sure what the difference is with the 64-bit processor as compared to the 32-bit, but most of the applications are going to work on the Samsung. As the Nexus, I've noticed a lot of my applications are crashing because they're not configured for that 64-bit. So that's something to keep in mind. The Nexus is extremely impressive. It has a better operating system. In order for me to bypass that, the TouchWiz that normally comes on the Samsung, I've installed the Google Now launcher on the Samsung. So I'm trying to replicate the Nexus 9 operating system as much as possible, the Lollipop. But the Samsung will be upgraded to 5.0 in the next few months, and I've read that in several different sources. So I hope this helps if you were deciding or trying to make a decision on either one of these tablets. I hope this helps the casual, regular guy user out there. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them under the video, and thanks again. Have a good day.